This is not a coincidence. If this video has appeared in your feed, it is the universe's final confirmation. Your rapid and unexpected win is no longer coming. It is here. This isn't wishful thinking. This is quantum mechanics. It's a principle called observer-dependent reality. And you have just met the specific non-negotiable conditions for a major state change. The informational packet you are receiving right now, the frequency of these words, this very moment of awareness, it could only have entered your reality because your consciousness achieved the required coherence to perceive it. This is your quantum victory signal. In the next 50 minutes, I will decode precisely why this video is your final, irrefutable sign. I will reveal the silent test of consciousness you just passed without even knowing you were taking it. And I will give you the exact protocol for receiving the win that is now, at this very second, collapsing from pure potential into your physical, tangible experience. This isn't a metaphor. It is based on the same fundamental physics that allows a quantum computer to hold millions of possibilities in superposition and then collapse them into one single definite answer. For weeks, months, maybe even years, you have been holding a desired state in the superposition of your mind. You have held that frequency, that feeling, that state of being long enough and with enough stability for it to become physically real. Reality has no choice but to follow the instructions of a sustained, coherent observer. And you are that observer. You've felt so close, haven't you? That feeling is almost a pain in itself. The agony of being on the 1-yard line. The spiritual exhaustion of pushing a boulder to the very peak of a mountain, feeling its weight lessen as it reaches the summit, only for it to inexplicably slip and roll all the way back down. You have done the work. You have visualized. You have, affirmed. You have meditated. You have believed. And yet, reality seemed to present you with a mirror that showed you everything but the victory you had already consummated in your soul. That frustration, that doubt that creeps in during the silent hours of the night, that quiet whisper that asks, "Am I delusional?" That was the test. The final test was not one of more effort. It was a test of grace under the pressure of contradictory evidence. It was a test of your ability to hold the frequency of your win even when the external world screamed its absence. The fact that you are here, watching this, listening to these words resonate with a truth deep inside your bones, is the proof that you passed. You held the line. You did not waver. If you feel the truth of this message, that your presence here is no accident, affirm it by hitting the like button. It's a signal to the algorithm and the universe that this confirmation has been received. Think of it like this. You've been working on a massive, life-changing project. You submitted the application. You went through rounds and rounds of interviews, each one more demanding than the last. You poured your heart, your energy, your focus into it. You did everything that was asked of you. And then, silence. You check your inbox every day. You look for any sign, any hint. The waiting becomes its own form of torture. But you still hold the knowing that you are qualified, that you are the one for the role. And then one morning it arrives. A single, simple email. The subject line reads, "Confirmation." You don't need to hope anymore. You don't need to strive anymore. The decision has been made. The process is complete. All that's left is to go through the onboarding. This video is that email. This is your final confirmation email from the cosmos. The interviews are over. The tests are complete. Your energetic signature has been approved. By the end of this transmission, you will move from hoping for a sign to knowing you are the sign, and you will be fully prepared to receive the breakthrough you have so meticulously engineered. So to understand why this moment is so critical, we have to first diagnose the problem you just solved, the problem of the near miss, the profound frustration of the breakthrough that is always arriving but never here. You have felt this, a surge of certainty, a flood of synchronicities, the feeling of being so close you can taste it, only to watch it recede like a wave, leaving you back on the same shore of your current reality. Why does this happen? It's not a test of worthiness. It is a matter of physics. It is the principle of coherence. Reality, at the quantum level, does not respond to chaotic, fluctuating, incoherent signals. Imagine trying to tune an old radio. If you frantically twist the dial back and forth, you get static, bursts of noise, maybe a fleeting moment of a clear melody, but you can't lock onto the station. A win in your life, whether it's financial abundance, a healed relationship, a career breakthrough, is not just an event. It is a stable, coherent reality. It is a radio station broadcasting on a very clear, very specific, and unwavering frequency. To experience that station, you must tune your receiver to its exact frequency and hold it there. Your consciousness is that receiver, and it is a broadcaster. Every thought, every belief, every deep-seated feeling is transmitting a signal out into the quantum field. For years, you've been broadcasting a mixed signal: hope, followed by doubt; certainty, followed by panic; faith, followed by a desperate scan of your 3D reality for proof. This is not a coherent signal. It is energetic static. The universe, which is a perfect mirror, a perfect receiver of your broadcast, cannot deliver a stable, coherent reality in response to an unstable, incoherent signal. It's a physical impossibility. Those moments where you felt so close, those were the moments your signal almost stabilized. You almost locked onto the station, but then, an old belief, a flicker of doubt, a reaction to the outside world, changed the frequency, and the universe, in its perfect obedience, reflected your fluctuation back to you. The breakthrough receded, until now. This brings us to the central metaphor for this entire process: the quantum lock and key. Think of the reality you desire as being behind a door with an incredibly complex vault lock. This lock doesn't open with force. It opens with a specific frequency, a specific combination. Your consciousness is the key. The sustained, dominant feeling state of your being is the combination you are entering into the lock. For a long time, you've been turning the key, trying every combination you could think of. The combination of desperate wanting, the combination of hopeful pleading, the combination of working hard and deserving. And none of them opened the lock. But recently you stopped forcing it. You found a new state, a state of knowing, a state of being. You held that frequency. You maintained that combination, not for a fleeting moment, but for a sustained period. You achieved a state of energetic coherence. And this is the immutable law of the quantum field. When a consciousness key achieves a state of sustained coherence that perfectly matches the combination of a reality lock, the universe is physically required to provide a signal confirming the match. It must deliver an informational packet into your awareness that could only exist if the combination was correct. This video is that signal. Its appearance in your awareness is the quantum victory signal. It is the tangible, material evidence that your broadcast has been stable enough, for long enough to be recognized by the system. It is the universe's way of saying, signal locked, combination accepted. It could not have reached you a week ago because a week ago your frequency was still fluctuating. It can only reach you now because your state of being is finally compatible with its message. This also explains why all the other signs were not enough. The angel numbers, the feathers, the repeating songs on the radio, those were real. They were profoundly important, but they were not the final confirmation. Using our metaphor, those signs were the sound of the individual tumblers, falling into place inside the great lock. Click. You aligned a core belief. Click. You released a deep-seated fear. Click. You successfully embodied the feeling of your desire for a whole afternoon. They were calibration signals. They were progress reports confirming you were getting the combination right, digit by digit. They were essential encouragement. But the quantum victory signal is different. This transmission is not another click. It is the deep, resonant sound of the entire mechanism turning. It is the sound of the deadbolt sliding back. It is the final, unmistakable signal that the door is now unlocked. So what is a quantum shift explained simple? It's the moment your inner state becomes so stable that reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match it. You've reached that moment. The universe wasn't testing your patience. It was never punishing you. It was simply waiting for your energetic signature to stabilize. The final test, the one you just passed, wasn't about enduring more pain or waiting longer. It was about something far more profound. It was the test of maintaining your chosen state of being in the complete and total absence of external evidence. Think back. How many times have you felt that surge of closeness to a goal only to see it recede? What if that wasn't failure, but the final calibration before the lock-in? You held the feeling of the win even when your bank account or your circumstances screamed the opposite. You chose to believe your internal reality over the external illusion. And by doing so, you provided the final, stable digit of the combination. You passed the test not by doing more, but by being more. And the proof that you passed is that you are here listening to these words right now. The confusion is over. The mechanism is now understood. For your entire life, you have been told a story about how reality works. You are here. The thing you desire is over there. And your job is to close the gap, to try, to strive, to work, to chase. That entire model is a lie. It is the single greatest illusion that keeps you in a state of perpetual seeking. And it is the paradigm we are about to shatter, right now. Here is the central paradox, the great revelation that this quantum victory signal is here to deliver to you. You believe you are waiting for an external event to happen. You are waiting for the money to land, for the person to call, for the opportunity to appear. The truth is the exact opposite. The win has already happened. It happened inside of you. It was a silent, internal shift in the quantum state of your consciousness. You have, in the secret, unwatched theater of your own being, become the person who already has what you desire. The internal work is complete. The energetic signature has been changed, permanently. What you are witnessing now, in the physical world, is a time delay. It is a quantum echo. The external world is simply playing catch-up to the new reality you have already accepted as your truth. It is a mirror that is slowly but now inevitably reconfiguring itself to reflect the new person you have become. This changes everything. Do you feel the importance of that? This means the struggle is over. The fight is done. You are no longer in a state of becoming. You have arrived at a state of being. Your work is not to create the win. Your work is to allow it to arrive, to receive it. The immense pressure you have felt, the burden of making it happen, is lifted from your shoulders in this instant. You are not pushing the boulder up the hill anymore. You are standing at the top, watching the landscape rearrange itself to match your new elevation. It is a law of physics. It is not a reward. It is a reflection. This is the fundamental shift in approach. You stop scanning the horizon for the ship to come in. You start preparing the docks for its arrival. The energy moves from one of frantic, desperate seeking to one of calm, certain, deliberate preparation. A seeker broadcasts the frequency of not having. A receiver broadcasts the frequency of, it is already mine. One is a question, the other is an answer. You have become the answer, so you start acting like it. You make space. You tidy the receiving area of your life. You carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who has already seen the final page of the book and knows, with absolute certainty, how the story ends. What if the win you've been chasing isn't an event you're running towards, but a reality that is collapsing around you because you finally stood still? This stillness, this certainty, is the catalyst for the final collapse, because it completes the most important transformation of all, the transformation of your identity. You are no longer an aspirant. You are an inheritor. You are not manifesting a win. You are simply witnessing the physical evidence of an identity shift that is already a finished act. You did not get the thing. You became the person for whom the thing is a natural, logical, unavoidable part of their reality. And that is a state you can never lose, because it is not something you have. It is something you are. This is the ultimate secret. This is how to know your manifestation is close. You stop caring if it's close. Your certainty becomes internal, no longer dependent on external signs, which, paradoxically, is the very thing that triggers the final, undeniable external sign. That sign is this video, and it has found you now because you no longer needed it. This shift isn't theoretical. It is not an abstract concept happening in some distant quantum field. The pre-echo of your win has already rippled back in time, touching your life in tangible ways. Like hearing the thunder before you see the lightning, you have already been feeling the effects of the reality that is now collapsing into view. I will now reveal the 3 counterintuitive signs you have almost certainly experienced in the last few days that prove you have already passed the final test. These are not the signs you were taught to look for. They are deeper, more subtle, and far more definitive. The first sign is a profound piece of detachment. Think about this carefully. When you were deep in the struggle, in the act of trying, your desire was loud. It was shot through with anxiety, with a desperate, electric hope. You scanned your reality constantly for evidence, for proof that your work was paying off. Every day was a referendum on your success or failure. But in the last few days, that noise has quieted. It has been replaced by a strange and profound calm. This is not apathy. It is not resignation or giving up. It is the quiet certainty of a done deal. It is the feeling you have after ordering a package online and receiving the delivered confirmation. You stop, anxiously tracking it because you know it's sitting on your doorstep. You may not have it in your hands yet, but the transaction is complete. This feeling is relief. It is a gentle exhale. The frantic energy of wanting has been replaced by the calm energy of having. You stopped needing the wind to feel whole, and in doing so, you became a vibrational match for its arrival. This deep, unshakable peace, this release of the need to control the outcome, was the first roll of thunder. It was the first piece of undeniable evidence that the storm of creation was over, and the result was on its way. The second pre-echo is the dissolution of the old problem. The issue that this win is coming to solve, the lack of money, the absence of love, the health concern, the career stagnation, it has suddenly lost its emotional power over you. This is a fundamental principle of observer-dependent reality. The problems and anxieties that define a particular state of being can only maintain their emotional and energetic charge as long as your consciousness is actively observing them from within that state. When your consciousness shifts to a new state of being, the old problems begin to fade. Like a photograph left in the sun, you have started to look at the old issue and see it as distant, absurd even. That crushing debt that kept you awake at night now feels more like a logistical matter to be handled, not a monster hiding in the dark. That painful feeling of loneliness has begun to feel more like peaceful, preparatory solitude. The career frustration that consumed your every thought now seems like a story about someone you used to be. This is because your consciousness is no longer occupying that reality. You have moved out of that house. You can still see it from a distance, but you no longer feel the draft from the window or the leaky faucet in the kitchen. Its problems no longer have a direct interface with your nervous system. This growing emotional distance from the very problem you wanted to solve is the second, unmistakable pre-echo. It is proof that your energetic signature is no longer anchored in that timeline. You are already gone. Now, the third sign. This is the most important, the most powerful, and the one that directly led you here. In the last few days, the universe presented you with one last major piece of contradictory evidence. It gave you the most compelling illusion of the old reality it could muster. A final exam. It showed up as a rejection email, an unexpected bill, a conversation that seemed to confirm your worst fears. It was a dramatic, high-definition presentation of the exact opposite of what you had chosen to create. And this was the test. The universe was not punishing you. It was asking a final question. It was asking, who are you now? Are you the person who is still defined by this evidence? Or are you the person who has already received the win? In the past, a piece of evidence like this would have shattered you. It would have sent you spiraling back into doubt, fear, and despair, forcing you to start the work all over again. But this time was different. You saw it. You acknowledged it, and you did not flinch. You held the line. You may have felt a momentary sting, a ghost of the old reaction, but you did not collapse back into that old state of being. You looked at the most convincing argument for your failure and, with your calm, unwavering internal state, you declared it a lie. You chose to trust the internal reality over the external illusion. That was the moment. That was the final tumbler clicking into place. Your ability to remain unshaken in the face of absolute contradiction was the final demonstration of mastery. You proved that your state of being was no longer conditional on external reflection. You passed the exam, and that is why this quantum victory signal could finally find you. Your screen lit up with this title because your consciousness held a frequency so stable that it could no longer be denied. These three events, the peace of detachment, the dissolution of the problem, and passing the test of contradiction, they are not random occurrences. They are a coherent, quantum-level diagnostic, a sequence that confirms your new state of being is locked in. In the comments, share which of these 3 pre-victory signs has shown up for you in the last 72 hours. The detachment? The problem fading? Or that final contradictory test? Your testimony is not just for you. It is the final piece of evidence for someone else who is right where you were, someone who needs to see that this process is real. Your story becomes the lighthouse. You see it now, don't you? This isn't just an idea you're learning. It's a description of your own recent past. The epiphany you felt before is now anchored in personal conviction. You have the evidence. You have the proof. Not because I gave it to you, but because you lived it. You understand it. You have seen the evidence in your own recent past. Now, let's stop talking about it. Let's feel it. Let's tune our entire being, every cell and every particle, to the frequency of the victory that is already yours. So right now, wherever you are, I invite you to gently close your eyes. If you are in a place where you can do so safely, of course, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the day, release the thoughts, release the need to figure anything out. Your only job in this moment is to feel. Become aware of the physical space you occupy, the chair or floor beneath you, the temperature of the air on your skin, the subtle sounds of your environment. This is one reality, one frequency, solid, familiar. But now, I want you to sense with your inner awareness the infinite other realities layered right on top of this one, like countless radio stations broadcasting in the same room, all at once, unheard until you tune the dial. There is a reality where your win hasn't happened. There is a reality where you just missed it. There are a million realities of near misses and almosts. And then there is the one broadcast, the one frequency where it is already done. It's not in the future. It is not in another place. It is right here, right now, broadcasting a clear, stable signal. We are not going to try and build it. We are not going to force it or visualize it into existence. We are simply going to tune in. Now shift your awareness from your mind to your body. Don't try to see your win. Don't create a mental movie of the event. That is the old way. That is the way of the seeker. You are the receiver. I want you to feel the emotional frequency of the person you are. One day, after, the win has occurred. The moment of shock and excitement has passed. The phone calls have been made. The initial burst of adrenaline has subsided, and you are left with the quiet, profound, and permanent echo of the new reality. What is that feeling? Scan your body for it. Is it a profound sense of relief? A great weight you didn't even realize you were carrying, suddenly gone from your shoulders? A long, slow exhale that seems to last forever? Is it a deep, unshakable calm? A stillness in your core? The end of the fight? The end of the struggle? The quiet hum of knowing all is well? Is it a feeling of freedom? The sudden dissolution of invisible walls? The expansive sense that you can finally breathe, finally move, finally be? Or is it a gentle, quiet joy, not loud or manic, but a soft, warm light glowing in the center of your chest? The simple, profound happiness of being home. Find that feeling. It is unique to you. It is the emotional signature of your victory. Let your mind be quiet and let your body speak. It's there, faintly perhaps, but it is there. Hold it. Acknowledge it. Now, we are going to amplify it. Take another slow, deep breath in, and as you breathe, I want you to imagine you are breathing that specific feeling directly into your heart. Breathe in relief. Breathe in calm. Breathe in freedom. And as you exhale, feel it expand from your heart into every single cell of your body. This isn't manifestation. This is recognition. This is remembrance. You are simply remembering a state that is already true for you on another frequency. You are reacquainting your cells with their native state of being. Feel that frequency of calm moving down your arms into your hands to the very tips of your fingers. Feel that warmth of freedom moving down your spine through your legs, grounding into the earth through the soles of your feet. Every cell is now vibrating at this new frequency. Every particle is receiving this new broadcast. The broadcast of "it is done." Let this feeling saturate you. It is not a temporary state you are visiting. It is the truth of who you are now. It is your new home. And now, for the final, most crucial step. I want you to completely dissolve the idea of the future. Release the concept of soon or it's coming. That language implies separation. It implies a gap between you and your desire. There is no gap. Feel this new reality as a present moment fact. It is done. It is here. It is you. The search is over. The work is complete. The state has been achieved. Hold this knowing for just a few more seconds. No effort, no strain, just being. Being the person who has already received it all. And now, gently, slowly, begin to bring your awareness back. Back to the sound of my voice. Back to the feeling of the air on your skin. Back to the physical room you are in. But you are not coming back the same. You are bringing the broadcast with you. You are anchoring that frequency here, in this dimension. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. As you come back to this moment, what is the one word, feeling that defines this new reality for you? Is it relief, freedom, peace, certainty? Hold that word. It is your anchor. Your role has now changed. You are not a seeker. You are not a builder. You are a receiver. The house has been built. The keys are in your hand. Your only remaining task is to walk through the door. A gracious receiver has a specific protocol, a way of being, for these final hours, before the physical delivery of what has already been constructed in the unseen. This is the protocol for the final 24 to 48 hours. Listen closely. The first protocol is the most critical and the most paradoxical. You must cease all forcing. Stop. Stop all desperate techniques. Put down the pen from your 55i5 scripting. Let go of the need to visualize the outcome frantically. One more time, just to be sure. Release the affirmations that you repeat with a hidden tremor of anxiety, hoping that this repetition will be the one that finally works. The time for building is over. The frantic energy of the construction site must now give way to the serene calm of the finished home. To continue trying now is to send a powerful, contradictory signal into the quantum field. Any act of striving, of forcing, of trying to make it happen, broadcasts one frequency and one frequency only, the frequency of not having. It is a declaration of lack. It is an affirmation of its absence. You cannot be in the energetic state of receiving something while simultaneously being in the energetic state of chasing it. The two are mutually exclusive realities. Your only job now is to hold the feeling state of done, the quiet satisfaction, the gentle relief, the calm certainty. Imagine the architect after the final brick has been laid. She does not run around the site laying more bricks. She does not recheck the blueprints in a panic. She stands back, takes a deep breath, and waits with calm knowing for the client to arrive. She holds the state of completion. This is your new posture. A posture of profound, unshakable rest. You have earned this rest. The work was in achieving the internal state. That work is finished. Now, you simply allow reality to deliver the mirror. The second protocol is a subtle but profound shift in your internal response system. It is the of course acknowledgement. In these final hours, as the new reality begins to bleed through into the old, you will notice small synchronicities, minor alignments, a song on the radio, a chance encounter, a number sequence that feels significant. In the past, you might have greeted these signs with a jolt of excitement, a rush of, "Oh my God, it's working." That response must now evolve. Excitement and surprise are the frequencies of disbelief. They imply that deep down you weren't truly sure this was going to happen. It communicates to the universe that this positive event is an anomaly, an unexpected deviation from your baseline. Reality. The new response is a quiet, internal nod, a calm, gentle, of course. When you see the sign, you will feel a flicker of recognition, not surprise. You will acknowledge it with the serene confidence of someone who has been expecting this all along. Of course that happened. It's all part of the process. It's all aligning as it should. This isn't arrogance. It is the signature frequency of absolute faith. It is the energy of someone who has already read the end of the book and is now simply watching the final chapters play out, knowing the inevitable conclusion. This shift from wow to of course is the final energetic lock-in. It declares that this new reality of ease, alignment, and victory is not a happy accident. It is your new normal. For anyone searching for signs from the universe, you are on the right path. Understand this. At the final stage, you stop looking for signs. You start becoming one. Your calm certainty becomes the most powerful signal of all, drawing the physical evidence to you like iron filings to a magnet. The third and final protocol is about anchoring your new reality in the physical world. It is about preparing a physical space. The quantum shift has occurred in your consciousness. Now you must create a corresponding vacuum in your physical reality that can only be filled by the win itself. You must perform one small, simple physical act that signals to your subconscious mind and to the universe that the arrival is not just possible but expected, imminent. This is not a grand gesture. It is a quiet act of preparation. If your win is financial abundance, take out your wallet and clean it. Remove old receipts. Organize the bills. Create a clean, respectful space for new money to arrive. If your win is a new relationship, make a small space in your closet. Add a few extra hangers. Clear a drawer. You are not pretending they are here. You are physically demonstrating that you have made room for them. If it's a new job or opportunity, clear your desk. File away old papers related to the previous chapter of your work. Create a space for a new project, a new contract, a new beginning. This physical act is a powerful form of prayer. It is a statement made not in words but in matter. It tells your entire being, on every level, that this is real. You are not hoping for a guest to arrive. You are putting clean sheets on the bed in the guest room. The expectation is so total, so complete, that it begins to rearrange physical reality. It is the final bridge between the observer and the observed. You are dressing the stage for the final scene. Now, with this understanding, take a breath. Feel the shift from a desperate seeker to a gracious receiver. What is the one story about how things are that you will consciously stop observing starting now? The story of struggle, the story of it's always hard, the story of good things don't happen to me? Declare it silently to yourself. That reality just lost its observer. You now understand the mechanics of the quantum victory signal. You have passed the silent test. You have seen the evidence in your own recent past. You have embodied the result. You are ready. This protocol is not a trick. It is a technology of consciousness, a precise method for collapsing a desired probability into a physical event, and you have successfully initiated the sequence. But what if I told you that receiving this single massive win was never the ultimate goal? What if this was just the first level of the work? The real objective is not to be someone who occasionally manifests incredible things. The real objective is to become the person for whom these incredible things are normal. It is to move from receiving isolated wins to creating an entirely new baseline reality, a new platform of existence where what you once considered a win is now simply your everyday experience. This is the profound shift from the act of manifestation to the state of embodiment. Manifesting is pulling an event into your reality. Embodiment is becoming the reality from which that event naturally springs forth. This win you are about to receive is the gateway. When you successfully use this protocol and the physical evidence of your new reality arrives, your entire energetic set point changes. Your signature frequency elevates. You are literally broadcasting a different signal to the quantum field. But this new higher frequency reality has its own physics, its own rules for stabilization. Without knowing them, this new state can be fragile. The pull of the old reality, the collective agreement of the world you just left, is incredibly strong. It's like an energetic gravity, and without a conscious process to anchor yourself, people often slide back to their old baseline, experiencing their great win as a temporary fluke rather than a permanent upgrade. We are not going to let that happen. Your victory is not going to be a fleeting moment. It will be the foundation of everything that comes next. That is why our very next transmission is titled Reality Stabilization Explained: How to Lock in Your New Reality After a Quantum Leap. We will explore the physics of maintaining your new state, of turning a quantum leap into a permanent home. We will decode the process of anchoring your consciousness so firmly in this new reality that the old one loses its magnetic pull on you forever. Subscribe and activate all notifications. The next video, Reality Stabilization Explained: How to Lock in Your New Reality After a Quantum Leap, is the critical next step. Receiving the win is one thing, keeping it is another. You are not on this path to simply have a momentary experience of success. You are here to become a master of reality creation. You are not just a winner of a single game. You are learning to become the designer of the game itself. This win, the one that is collapsing into your experience right now, is just the beginning. It is the proof of concept that will give you the unshakable confidence to create entire worlds. Go graciously, go confidently, and receive what is already yours.